Paddy, I mean, fighting for a UFC title, right? I mean, that's kind of like the dream when you get started for everybody in this. Like, is it a little bit of a surreal feeling at all, or has it set in, like, what this is all about?
Could say it's a bit surreal, but I've always said I was going to be in this position, so it's something I've been working towards since I started doing MMA. Before I got in UFC, and I'm still fighting amateur, so I've already envisioned myself with the belt around my waist, so it's just inevitable.
Nice. Now that you're here in that moment, you've been working all these years to get to, does it feel different than you expected, or, I mean, is this what, hey, this is what I always thought it would be?
Yeah, this is what I always thought it would be. It's something I've been working towards for, it'll nearly be 16 years to the day that I started training in the same gym I train at now, so it's like a lifetime's of work.
No doubt. And it's the start of a new era for the UFC, right? Like, does that impact you personally at all? I mean, I know it doesn't really impact your career, but here you are, the main event, the Paramount era, all this for the UFC. Does that mean anything to you at all?
Yeah, it shows the UFC trust me to be the main event on a card like this. It shows that, you know, that I'm going to turn up and have a good fight, and that's what I pride myself on, knowing me. Obviously, you want to win every fight, but you don't want it to be boring. You want people to want to watch you fight, and people must want to watch me fight if they put me as the main event as this card.
No doubt. And against another guy that people want to watch fight, right? Justin Gaethje. I mean, you got to fight the guy, so you can't be a fan, but I got to feel like, I mean,
I am a fan.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not be a fan of Justin Gaethje?
Yeah.
So what's that like to go in there? I'm sure you like watching him fight, right?
Yeah, how do you not be a fan of Justin Gaethje? That is your favourite fighter's favourite fighter. Everyone loves watching Justin Gaethje fight, but every one of his fights are entertaining and he puts himself in a war, but when you watch him as a fan, it's unbelievable. But then when you break him down to watch him as an opponent, you see a lot of holes in his game, and I'm on to exploit them.
Do you have to disconnect from that at all? Like, I mean, are you at a point in your career where you don't get that moment anymore? Like, holy shit, I'm in here against Justin Gaethje for a UFC title. Are you past that?
Yeah, you don't really get that anymore, know what I mean? These are all my peers. You don't look up to anyone anymore. They're all fighting for the same company and working towards the same goal, and they're all trying to stop me putting food in my daughter's mouth, so I'm not going to stop that.
Nice. Last thing for me is the fight itself. I mean, you don't want to get in a Justin Gaethje fight, I imagine, right? Or do you? Like, is part of you like, yeah, let's go out there and have a Justin Gaethje fight?
I'd love to have a scrap with him. I would have. In all my years of fighting, including my amateur fights, 35 fights, I've never really had a war. So it'd be nice to finally get one with the king of them, but I don't think it'll get that far. I think I'll finish him.
Paddy, I remember before you fought Tony, you said something similar where you're like, I wanted the best Tony, I want you to come and cut me and get into that war. Is that kind of where your mental state is ahead of the Paddy fight, the Justin fight as well, knowing that that's the guy who could come into the cage?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I want to. I know the best Justin Gaethje is going to turn up because he's flirting with retirement. He's not going to turn up half-assed. He's going to turn up the best he's ever looked, and I want the same Justin to turn up before Tony, and I think he will. I think I'm going to get the best version of him, and I can't wait for fight night.
What do you think is the best version of Gaethje? Is it the one that's kind of shown up more recently, a bit more composed, kind of tries to jab his way in, or is it the old one who just went a little bit mental and threw leg kicks against everything and just went crazy?
To watch, it's definitely the old one, and I don't know, you'd have to ask him that. That's a question for him.
I remember when he fought Khabib, there was this question of the wrestling, like his wrestling was very good and underrated, but then when it got to the actual grappling stage of things, he was clearly outmatched in that fight. Do you think it's similar where, like, okay, he might be able to stall some of your takedowns, but once you get him down, the levels are just different?
Yeah, once we're down, he's not getting back up. I know he's a very good scrambler, he's got very good wrestling, but people underestimate my wrestling and underestimate my scrambling, and people think I can't wrestle, which makes me laugh. No one thought I was going to take Michael Chandler down and drop him on his head. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I'm not even planning on taking him down. I want to knock him out.
And then obviously a win here, interim champion, it opens up a couple of big options for you, right? Obviously the Ilia fight's been the one brewing for years at this point. But it has to be said, you and Arman have a little thing going here as well. If Ilia continues to take time out to solve whatever he's got going on, are you happy to fight Arman?
Yeah. It's annoying me though, people saying you're ducking Arman. I've never been offered to fight Arman. If I ever got offered to fight Arman, I would have punched his head in by now. He irritates me. I think he's an absolute helmet. So, yeah, I'd fight Arman in a heartbeat. If Ilia can't come back by June, July, then he needs stripping. he's slowing the division down, and I'll defend against Arman or Max or Charles or whoever. I don't care.
Who's the bigger helmet, Arman or Ilia?
Arman.
In combat sports, we say styles make fights and so forth. Why, with you two, what's the style that will make the fans want to watch this one more than anything else?
Well, I'm going to come out and strike with him. I know people are calling it a grappler versus striker fight, but it's not. There is a very big golfing class difference when it comes to the grappling and the striking, but there's not much of a golfing class difference when it comes to striking. Everyone thinks that he's just going to pick me apart on the feet and he's going to be better on the feet, and I'm going to show everyone the difference between a striker with boxing and leg kicks and an MMA striker, because that's what I am.
You kind of anticipate kind of a violent fight?
Yeah, you're fighting Justin Gaethje. You've got to anticipate a violent fight.
I know you said you anticipate a violent fight and you prefer that older version of Gaethje, but just kind of given the circumstances around him right now, where he himself has said there's maybe not much left for him in the sport after this, do you really think the violent version is going to show up, or do you think that more composed version of Gaethje is going to show up?
I don't know, I don't care. I'm ready for any version of Justin Gaethje what turns up. He's just not going to be ready for the version of Paddy Pimblett what turns up.
What was the best movie you saw last year?
The best movie I saw last year? Jesus lad, that's a curveball. Came out of nowhere, that one. I don't know. Can't even think, lad. The best thing I watched last year was Landman. Landman was a belter.
That wouldn't just be because it's on Paramount Plus, would it?
No, I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. So what else? Yeah, very good series. Billy Bob Thornton's unbelievable in it. I also enjoyed The Day of the Jackal. Thought that was good. But film, lad, I still haven't I've seen the what's it called, Last Battle After Another. I still haven't seen that, lad. That's meant to be good. Meant to be very good. But I watched Smashing Machine on the way here. That was decent. And I watched Sinners, which I thought was not that good. Everyone went on like it was unbelievable. Thought it was just like a jag from dusk till dawn.
Just two quick ones from me. Before this fight got made, Justin had kind of given the UFC an ultimatum, it sounded like he was, if he didn't get a title shot, he was going to retire. Do you feel that they kind of appeased him with that, or do you think it's just with the way everything worked out with Ilia? Do you think he's deserving for this title shot?
I think it's just the way it panned out. Because obviously Ilia's sat out. Arman's a little bitch. They don't really want to give it to him. And then Max and Charles were fighting each other for the BMF belt, so it all just worked out that it was me and Gaethje left. Everyone's saying I don't deserve a title shot, he doesn't deserve a title shot, but I've got the longest win streak in the division. And Justin Gaethje's a perennial contender, he's an absolute legend. So I think they thought it was the right fight to make at the time. You know, we're not running around punching fans, walking out and headbutting fighters at weigh-ins, so you can understand why we're getting it and some certain dickheads aren't.
Last one for me. Is Arsenal going to choke him out in your
Yeah, definitely. Arsenal aren't going to win the league. City beat them at the Etihad, their asses will fall out of them.
Just kind of the business side of the UFC with the new deal with Paramount, CBS. I don't know how much fighters pay attention to that business side, but what are a few of your thoughts with pay-per-views gone now, and it's subscriptions and that sort of thing?
Well, I'm not American, so it doesn't really affect me. It never really has. It's still TNT Sports in the UK, so it doesn't really affect me. It's just we're gonna start getting paid more money, lads. So that's what affects me. So that's a good thing.
So what are those negotiations like?
I don't do them, lad. I leave all that to Graham, my manager. That's what he gets paid for. All the negotiations get done to him. I don't get involved. I'm the fighter, lad. I'm not the businessman.
What's that first title fight offer though? Like the money comes in, the offer comes in, and you're like, holy shit, let's go? Or do you go back to Graham and be like, maybe a little more. Let's get a little more on that stuff.
It's all up to him. Know what I mean? As I say, I'm not the businessman. He does all my deals for me. He earns me my money. I just get in the cage and fight and train my ass off.
You can't look past what's going on now, but like a fight with Ilia, like how much would that mean to you? Does it have to happen? It's the weirdest. When you guys first started arriving, I'm like, what is it? They're never gonna fight. Like, what are we even doing here?
It's like it's fate. You know what I mean? It was meant to happen because all that was just over nothing. But now we just dislike each other. You know what I mean? I respect him as a fighter. I think he's a brilliant fighter, lad. Up until Arman fought Hooker, I was thinking Arman was the tougher fight. And then when I fought Hooker, I seen so many holes in his game. So, Ilia's the toughest fight out there. People are for me, Islam's pound for pound #1. He's #2. And I want to beat him, lad. I want to be on that pound for pound list. I want to show everyone why we have weight divisions and that he's just too small to beat me. As I say, on a professional level, I really respect him. I think he's a very good fighter. He's a great champion, but I'll be an even better one.
You win this fight, do you think the doubts finally stop, or do you think the doubts still
No,
remain?
the goalposts get moved again. Now, before this fight, I'm going to get knocked out. I can't strike with him. I'm going to have to take him down straight away. As soon as I win, it's going to be Gaethje's old, Gaethje's past it. So I need to fight someone like Ilia or Arman for people to actually believe. But then I'll fight Ilia, I'll beat Ilia, and it'll be, oh, he was too small, he's a featherweight, he's not a lightweight. You know what I mean? So no matter what I do, it always gets spun. So the goalposts will get moved like they always do.
In your perfect world, how would this whole week, or how would next weekend unfold for you? If you could predict the future, how would it unfold for you?
Everything goes smoothly, you know what I mean? I make way to get in the cage and beat him up within a round or two, show everyone how good I am and knock him out. And then Ilia gets in the cage and we get me and him sorted.